I thought about it though, so that you know that should actually make a difference. You coming over, Joe?
Oh, fuck this guy. I don't even know him.
Good job.
Tomorrow on Tuesday.
Don't forget to message Leslie. So what have you guys been working on?
Probably about a month ago, he was working with getting me out of cupping and basically just this is how I was throwing.
Okay, so you're more
Chicken
of
wing
a,
in, cupping.
what kind of a bent arm?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
No slide, small steps, relying on all arm to get the ball stuck. I couldn't throw the same shot twice in my life. So I started staying late with him, and we started just doing the one-step approach, keeping my arm straight back, and the ball going to work so that me trying to force it up.
Right.
Back forward.
Now, did you used to really go a lot of left to right, or
Yeah, I
always
normally
pretty much
start
straight?
on about 30 and went out to about 10. But since I started going this way, we learned to get my hand and everything underneath it.
Okay.
Don't have the reps that I made myself have before.
Right. See, when you're big and husky like we are, the rules are a little bit different. It's a matter of when the shoulders start to rotate. Where your body position is. Where right now, if the ball comes straight down, you're in the way. So what we try to do is promote. Your spine tilt's really good, but that leg is still in the way. So what happens is subconsciously you push your swing instead of being this way where you're going to get more leverage. You swing, your shoulders kind of swing around. So instead of angled this way, you're going more straight down and in. But you throw it fast enough where the thing of it is, your spine tilt right there is good. So if we can get the shoulders to really kind of wrap open a little bit, you're going to actually turn the ball more, okay? Because it's really a matter of getting to this position earlier. But also, what happens is, if you get in here and all of a sudden your shoulders start to collapse, That's when instead of going this way, you're actually going to go straight up here. So what we need to do is get you to kind of, instead of your hands being here, because we're big shouldered, we have to overemphasize a lot of things where, like people like him, the thinner people, they don't, their shoulders, you could actually have your hand here, and your shoulder will actually be here. For us, we're big and stocky here. We've got to really kind of over rotate our shoulders so we're this way. So we create what they call a swing slide. And the swing slide is where that area right next to it, the ball is going to roll. But the problem is because we're so bulky, we can't just go like this because it's unnatural. So we have to actually do this. We have to actually get here. We're almost laying over the top of our swing plane. So we have to get here and let that ball get here. So the shoulders have to stay open. When you're small, your shoulders don't have to stay open. They can actually close their shoulders and still stay behind the ball. As soon as our shoulders start closing, we bring our hand around this side of the ball. We have to keep our shoulders open and get here where we can actually kind of get into it a little bit. But it's there's some good things about what you do. See how the shoulder, it opens up, but then you're still kind of like this, where if you can get yourself early, like what I do in my set, I try to get here, open up here, then I kind of get myself over the ball. So if you think about it, on this side, I've got room to swing the ball, and my feet are on this side, the ball can swing on this side. I'm over the top of it, so I create a pendulum. Because our shoulders are so big, if we actually do it here, our pendulum is away from our body. So that's why we have to get over here and get over it. So our pendulum is closer to our body. But like I said, there's some good things that are going on that I really like. Actually, the spine tilt is good here. We just have to almost get this. So one thing we're going to have to do is this is your swing plane. This is where your feet, we have to make sure that you're all stepping on this side of your swing plane. Because right now, that's in your swing plane. So you don't realize how good of a position you're in because your feet is in the swing plane. So what we need to do is promote, when you take a step with this foot, you're kind of stepping in this way, and also with your foot pointing this way so we can keep our hips open. Like I said, for us big guys, it's really important to really keep our hips open the whole way so that we can actually get out of the way. Where the smaller people, it's harder for us big guys to really turn the ball. Just because our shoulders really create huge motion here. So it's when our shoulders move, it really moves the world. Where smaller people, when their shoulders move a lot, they still keep the ball close to their body. That's a lot of information, I know, but obviously we were working all at the same time. But what I'm saying is there's some good stuff going on. Because what we try to do, we take what you're already doing and just kind of work with that. Where most coaches will try to break the game down and then build it back up. The problem is I believe that everybody does something right. So why would I reinvent the wheel when I take what you're already doing, just kind of rearrange it a little bit, get yourself in a better position, and that's where you're going to really, really see a better benefit instead of trying to break your game down. And actually, like this rotation here, it's pretty good, except for the shoulders kind of collapse around this way. So now your hand is side of the ball, and so you're just getting this. But if you get your shoulders behind it, you can get more of this. So there's bigger range of motion. That means there's bigger rev rate. So it's just some of the things I see. I always do an assessment first, and then start working on small things. But you can see where if you actually get that foot here, you have this much room here to let that ball kind of swing through. Also, one thing I noticed, because you just make a change, you're really slow in your first couple steps. And what happens is that you start muscling the ball. You take a slow, and then then you kind of speed up. The good thing though is your ball doesn't speed up that much, so that's actually rare. But if you can go a little bit faster, promote more of a swing, let that ball swing through. I think that's the first thing we should do. Okay. So let's kind of play around with that a little bit. Ooh. So do the same thing that you do, but just promote a little bit more rhythm. So instead of doing this, you know, just get going, get going. You're gonna tug it a little bit, So, but what we want to do is just get like some of this. So you're not running up there, but you've got a nice pace. Because the thing of it is, there's a natural pace that you want to throw it. So if you start off slow, you're going to speed up at the end. Why not go that speed the whole time? You know. So don't worry about where you're actually putting the ball yet.
Where what John, you said might be to come out, start
Yeah. 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 We're doing the same thing. We're just getting a little bit more momentum. Like I said, everything looks right. We just have to get a looser swing. The only way you can do it is let that ball swing. Do that one more time. Yeah, like I said, don't worry about where the ball's going. We're trying to get the momentum first. And then it's a matter of just readjusting where your shoulders are to get that ball going this way. Okay. See how it's actually starting to go that way? Now, notice one thing that's naturally happening now. If you look at it, okay, look where that right foot is in and out. Goes to left, goes to left. You're out of the way. Okay. Now, you're so used to being in the way that you're helping it. But the thing of it is, that's still that motion there. If we can just get your swing speed a little bit slower, a little smoother, that ball is actually going to make a move. Okay. As you can see, it's already starting to try to get around the corner. And we haven't even done half the things we're going to do. Okay, let's do that again. The good thing is you're promoting you're getting some left to right movement because you're going to need it once you start to hook it. See, it's a little bit better than you think it is. So what we want to do is when you get here, hold that shoulder back and wait for the ball to get there. And what you really want to do is start your rotation here, okay, behind the, and then just kind of push your thumb forward. Let that ball just kind of sit there on the ledge. The thing of it is, the way the balls are weighted, they're weighted this way. If I just do that, it's going to turn your hand for you. But the thumb will be out first, and you'll be doing this, and that'll rotate the ball a little bit more. And that's going to get that ball to kind of lay up and then start accelerating left. Okay? And just make sure you're not trying to, just go ahead and let it, okay, and the ball's going to rotate a lot. Okay? Here, hold up a second. Let me push the reset. Remember, think nice and smooth. Don't try to turn it a whole lot. Like that. So now I want you to look at the overall flow of everything, how everything is going, and think of repeatability. Repeatability. And you see how it's actually having a little bit of movement. And that's not even half as much as it's going to be. Okay. So your natural hand motion, once we get the ball in a better position right there at the bottom of the swing, is going to promote a lot of movement. A lot of movement. Now, what I want you to think about next, I want you to think about when you slide, I want you to slide, just kind of get more like that instead of, so when you slide, always know that you need to get in here. That way you can let that ball drop in here. Instead of here, you're going to be able to let that ball drop in here. And then that natural motion, this motion that you see right there, is going to happen here instead of here. This one here, you still see a lot of movement, but you get in here, that's a better leverage point. So what's going to happen when you push here, gravity's going to take over. It's going to push your hand like this quickly. Okay?
Because I never slid before. You got me doing it.
No, it looks good. It looks good. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot of good things I see, and there's definitely a lot of things. If you even if the ball stayed right here, and you started your thumb moving out now, and then letting the ball more here, you're going to actually get more rotation. Okay, but this is better because it's actually right now. This is better than the one here because it's actually going like this, and you're not losing anything. You're not losing energy because it's going parallel to the floor. Where we go to this one up here, it's more. So you're losing leverage. But this other one here is just 100% better. And you're retaining energy because no matter what, you're always your bowling ball is always going to bleed energy. That's what they're designed to do. You know, the ball's spinning, and then those weight blocks are really designed to get it out of its spin. It's to create wobble, so it'll actually lay up and then. So what this is doing is it's allowing you to save as much as you can. So once it gets into the drive, it's going to accelerate. Instead of just doing this, it's actually going to. Okay, let's get another one. Just remember, nicely, don't go too slow. You got to be aggressive. I like the way you keep it in closer. That's still not bad. So this is what we're basically doing. So I don't bowl anymore, so I don't bring my stuff. But so basically, this is what you want to do. So when you get here, okay, see how everything's open and my shoulders are open here. So what most people do is they do this, and that actually gets them around the side. What I'm saying is, if you get here and drive it in here and then do this, you can get that ball to rotate. And all I did was do this. Did you see it? It actually started to rotate from here to here, and that's gonna get on here and then start spinning. Okay. So you don't want to reach here. You want to really, your leverage is between the knees here. So it's really from here to here. That's where you're going to generate your most leverage. One thing about John, he actually gets in, and his slide is so long that he lets the swing get here and then flatten out here. So there he can act from here to here. He can just get that rotation. And that's why his ball moves so much. And he doesn't really do a lot to it. Remember, don't reach out there, bottom of the swing. There you go. What's that ball drilled to do, by the way? It's a really unique drill.
He wanted to try something new with me.
Okay.
Because I was having going from Edsel to Chantilly and Fairfax. I had two different balls for each lane, so he was trying to, because he said this was a layout he uses at Chantilly and some other places.
Mm-hmm.
One that would keep its energy down the lane and not fizz out too early.
Okay.
Good he called for wet dry stuff.
Okay. Actually looks pretty good. The shoulders pull you off balance. See how that because it rotates so early, it actually pulls you to one side. So once you learn to just trust it, you'll be able. Right now, it's here and then you're here. Pulls everything that way. So if you can get in here and just let it slap through here, you're going to be able to stay down and you're not going to be pulled to the side there.
That's the one thing since I started this, what I've noticed I've been telling him is that I can tell when I'm not getting on it. Granted, I've been doing this way for a month.
Yeah. I would worry less about being under the ball. See what it is. There's two trains of thought here. Most people, they say, okay, I'm gonna wait till the very end, and I'm telling myself I'm gonna be at the bottom of the swing, underneath the ball at the bottom of the swing. What I say is, if you use the front part of the approach to get your body in the right position, your hand is going to be where it needs to be. Okay? Because if I'm here and my shoulders are back, it's going to take me and put me behind the ball. So if I'm here, as long as my shoulders are open, I can actually put it here. Okay, and I'm going to be, behind the ball. Okay? Really, everybody thinks that you should be square to the line. But if you think about it, if you're square to the line, being big-shouldered people like we are, if I'm square to the line, how am I going to stay behind it? It's an unnatural position. Yeah, and I'm also, because our shoulders are here, we're right here. But if I go here, and so really, when we hit the line, we need to be more like this. We almost need to be like 30 degrees this way. The bigger your shoulders, the bigger your hips, the more you have to get yourself out of the way. And because of our torso, we can't lean like this, like the little guys can. Okay, we're big and bulky. We have to do this. I actually saw a little bit of ball going this way, and then it came in.
Do you work with Scotty Robichon?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, we had talked about it. So as soon as we get to, you see where the swing is. As soon as we get your swing closer to your body, yeah, see. But that still actually got out a little bit. But if you can sit there and if you think about it, you think about getting your head over your swing plane and really kind of driving that ball inside of your chin here, then you're going to really get it in close here. But like I said, you're so used to doing it the other way, it's going to take a little bit. But still, that's 100% better. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and move a couple boards left. Keep your mark the same, okay? And let's see if we should be able to make it hook into the pocket, where a lot of times, your ball is really going straight into the pocket. That's pretty good. Actually, it might not have been too bad. What other bowling balls do you have right now?
I've got the Warrior and Main Jab.
Which one hooks more? Huh?
Warrior.
Let's try that one. And this one's drilled to be more mellow, right? Yeah. Just remember, we don't want to get around this way. We want to be able to do this. Because what happens is if you get around it too much, you don't allow the ball to go that way. Okay? So just try from here, just try to, right on the bottom of the swing. Keep your fingers tense, obviously. And that should allow you to promote movement going this way. Okay? Also, open your hips up a little bit more. Yeah, just kind of open them up more this way. Okay, but when you hold the ball, make sure, even though I'm this way, I don't want to hold the ball out here. I still want to hold between my shoulder and my chin. Okay, and still push it forward. Just open your hips up and keep them open. A little more. No, the other way. Yeah, there you go. But make sure that you keep it in between your shoulder and your chin. Yeah. See how it actually went out. Okay. So what you want to do Just go a little bit. So let's say you're doing this, okay? Just go a little bit smoother and just almost like slow it down. Go in slow motion at the bottom of the swing where you kind of, okay? And what's going to happen is it's going to allow, as you slow this out, it's going to allow your slide foot to get more out in front of you. And then it's going to allow you to project the ball a little bit more, okay? And it's allow you to really get a cleaner release right there at the bottom of the swing. So that's still pretty good. And you can see it's already getting a little bit of movement there. And it's also, you're not pointing the ball, you're actually getting it that way. There's a semi-sport shot on there right now. So a house shot's going to actually hook a little bit more on the back. Hold up. Remember, get your hips open. So move your eyes in too. Okay. So you see how it's getting off your hand a lot more at the bottom of the swing. Okay. And that's going to be more controllable. So go ahead, move your eyes in too. That's all right. You missed in, didn't you? Did you miss in? Okay. Just trust what you're doing. Roll it out there. You don't want to throw it out there because what's going to happen, your shoulder's going to close up and you're not going to get any angle to your target. Remember, roll it behind your calf. So you're hitting, looks like you're hitting around, you're getting out like 5. You know, if you get like 7, 8, if you hit 7, 8, it's probably gonna come in because it's actually moving.
Do you know who's going to get in with you tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could. I wanna, So you can see that ball is actually making a move. So that's a good thing. So be a little bit more smoother, so you can really allow your fingers to get rid of it or get around it. But you got to get that thumb out first. So you see it starting to get there. It just takes time. It just takes time. But you can see where we're trying to go with this thing. Like I said, on a regular house shot, that probably would have been flush. Especially this, the house shot here, that would have come in. Now slow your swing speed just a little bit, so we can really get around it. Yeah, that one you kind of didn't really commit to it. Yeah, just get here, allow the ball to roll off your hand. You know, don't try to do zero. Just try to nice and easy, just kind of. The more patient you are at the bottom of the swing, the more that ball's going to rotate. It's a little bit up in the air, but it's still pretty good. Huh? Yeah. But you saw it actually made movement. So if you would have got off your hand a little bit cleaner, the ball's going to make a bigger move. You just got a little bit late and you got up in the air a little bit. But the actual rotation, your hand rotation, is actually a good thing. Just got to happen a little bit earlier. Okay, let's get a couple more. Then I got to get my grandson in. Spoiled. You look pretty good. Just make sure you don't overthrow it. I mean, the biggest thing is you're so used to doing what you were doing before. You weren't you couldn't. You would have to actually try to throw it off your hand.
So that's why I worked out on Tuesday and Wednesday, because I needed to try to get it. I just want to calm myself, keep my shoulder quiet. Yeah. And I had a couple of shots Wednesday night where I just rotated my hand a little sooner. But other than that, it was just nice and quiet. That's all I was working on, trying to put my shoulder quiet.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good.
I was just trying to, I got a trainer Vaughn, I was going to go, let's see what
It's kind of weird. So the big thing, you have to make sure that when he sets up, get his shoulders, his hips open, but still keep the ball in front of him. You know, because he's like us, we're well, we're stocky, so it's got right. So yeah, remember keep your when you open it, you have to make sure that when you're going up there, you're still keeping your hips open. Because what's going to happen if your hips are open, it's going to allow your shoulders to open up. Because wherever your hips go, your shoulders will follow. Okay. So just remember, you're trying to roll it out there, not trying to throw it out there. There's somewhere in between those two. Oh, we just got to get one more good one. One more good one. But you can see where we're trying to go with this, right? Okay. So basically, if my mic hasn't gone out, we've been recording the whole thing. So everything we talked about, I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and you'll be able to go look at the session again. So if you don't have to remember everything that I've actually talked about. All right, one more good one. That's all we need. Roll the ball out there. Don't let your hand go over the top. It's okay. Are you starting to feel more comfortable with the approach? Yeah, I think that's starting to look more natural. Especially in your push away. Your push away is starting to look like it really, it's a little more comfortable.
Actually, the way Brandon said it, you want that ball? I'll give you $100. So he was going to give him $100 to take the ball. Take it away.
That's fine. That wasn't bad. That's pretty good. But you see how there's a slight acceleration right there at the bottom? If you can smooth that out, you're actually gonna release the ball earlier, and that ball's gonna rotate a little bit more. Try throwing the black one again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm still working.
You're doing well.
It's all for you. It's all for you.
I know it's never for you.
You're right.
It's all about my ego, not yours.
My ego is fine. I have a good mental game.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I think
kidding.
so.
I'm kidding.
Confidence, well, not confidence wise, but like confidence wise, I think I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Right, Dave?
That was actually pretty good. Remember, you have to bowl tomorrow. You have to bowl tomorrow. All right, let's get one more. One more.
He was asking me, like, what did you do to get that ball? I said, I don't polish it. That top is Daredevil.
Yeah. It's always whining. Okay. So what I want you to do is like just keep doing this. Try it on a house shot. See if you can. The thing is, just remember, more patient you are at the bottom of the swing, the more movement that you're going to cause through. Okay. The good thing, if you can throw it like this, some of the drill patterns that G's going to come up with are going to be, you're going to be able to utilize them a lot better.
So I wouldn't change any of your stuff right now.
No.
That was in the pocket, by the way. No, that was in the pocket. Pocket 7.
Just remember, on a house shot, it's gonna make a bigger move. But the big thing is, you have to, because we're big and stocky, we've got to keep our hips and shoulders open longer. Okay. And you have to make sure you keep on stepping right with this foot, so that you can create that swing slap right there. And also, because we're a little bit, by us opening our hips, we're getting this hip out of the way. Okay.